it's great to be able to talk to Dickie Matthews. How are you?
I'm
Good to
pretty
have you
good.
back,
Pretty,
bud.
pretty good. Just how do I follow Blake's sort of Oscar ceremony, thanking all and sundry for the week? This is a bit, bit difficult to follow now.
Well, you know what? I think you have a important message. I think we could talk about the markets,
Yeah, yeah,
but I know that you wanted to talk about the health scare and what you went through, so
yeah.
that people, go
I,
ahead.
I really, really appreciate that and the opportunity to do that. Should we just talk quickly about the markets?
Okay, go ahead.
Uh, I think, just listening to you guys talking, it's always really interesting. I look at these markets and I just think, whatever I do, I am in the hands of Donald Trump because he can just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to drop a tariff. Oh, I'm going to put a tariff on," and whatever trade I've done is going to be affected. So I think it's really, really
Tough.
difficult times to trade. And I amazed at people talking about my favorite currency, the euro, and being bullish of it. I still think
Yeah.
that the euro is fundamentally flawed, as I've said for years and years and years. But if you look at the political situation in Europe, France, I think it's had four prime ministers in the last year. Germany's got a cobbled together coalition which won't last. It's just that the whole of Europe is in a real, real melting pot at the moment. And okay, so they're going to increase spending, and I never thought in my 70s now that I am that I'd be saying it's a good thing that Germany rearms. I mean, my long gone parents be turning in their graves at the thought of that.
Yeah.
Rearm Germany and go into Poland. That sort of brings back bad memories for people in my generation. But hey,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but I just think it's down to Trump, and it's just so unpredictable, isn't it, Dale? I mean, you and I have been around a long time. Have you ever known anything so hard to read?
No.
It's
That's what he does best.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Disrupt. So he's known as a disruptor, so he can disrupt flows in the market as well for a
yeah,
little while, but the market always comes back to where it needs to go. But you're
that's
right.
true.
There's going to be, I'm a bigger believer that the market is going to eventually tell us the truth because
Yeah,
the world values money over everything, even their favorite president. Okay. All right. Or their party or their
that's right.
tribe.
That's
Right.
true.
It's
Yeah,
so, you
the
know,
market doesn't lie.
yeah. And I know a lot of people, it's harder to go home over the weekend because we have this in the back of our head. And just like everything else, I think we'll become what's it called, desensitized
Yeah,
to it,
yeah,
and just trade your charts and just be ready. Maybe you use a little less leverage and you let your let your trades breathe and
yeah.
use wider stops so you're not picked off all the time.
I think that's right. I just can't make up my mind whether instead of for a long time looking backwards, it's been buy the dip, and I'm just starting to wonder whether it's sell the rip now. I just the
Oh,
American
what
economy
in
looks,
stocks? In
yeah,
stocks,
yeah,
it is. I think it is. Until proven otherwise, I think this was pretty damaging, broke a lot of trends. It would
yeah,
have been different if it held and went, but and I was bearish after we had the false breakout. I was late getting in, early getting out, but I sure was not expecting a straight line move pretty much without any correction except a 3 hour correction
yeah,
late on a Friday that rolled over Monday. But
yeah,
I think we could get some type of sharp bear market rally in your face,
yeah.
um, that I'm going to sell into. I have to sell into this
I think
600
that's right.
handle decline.
Yeah,
So that's
or
where
buy
I'm at.
puts, or just buy
A-
some puts.
And the
It's
other thing that changed, Dick, are you
yeah,
surprised? Recency bias said the dollar should have been rallying during this decline. And the opposite happened because
yeah,
if you lay this S&P chart on top of the NASDAQ, um, and Luke Roman said it was Chinese money recirculating into the queues. But all right, so there's the dollar, right?
Yeah.
And here's Nasdaq. So it's really the same thing.
Yeah.
It's outflows from the U.S. So what you're saying may be translating into a confidence crisis.
I do wonder that. But, sitting several thousand miles away, he is doing his utmost to destroy
Everything.
everything. And, I was
To
on
start a new order.
to start a new order. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. I
He
don't know.
is
I mean,
economically, geopolitically,
yeah. I think
everything.
geopolitically, actually, he's been pretty smart. I think with
Okay.
Russia, and it's an
All right.
unpopular opinion, I know.
Uh, you
You know,
look, I hope he gets a peace deal. I
I
just
think he
hope that
will.
there are security guarantees
Yeah,
for the Ukrainians. They didn't start it. They lost their country's demolished. They've lost hundreds of thousands of people.
yeah.
They should have the world's backing. Um,
But
that's what I think.
it is
That's
interesting though, and as you know that I've got an American stroke Canadian heritage to me, and I'm always very pro America. And I sometimes listen to some of my friends and colleagues and whatever saying it's so awful that Trump's telling us that yeah we've got to put this much money into defense. It's absolutely awful. But actually, why should America protect Europe? They've done it for the last 80 years. Trump's asked for it, Obama asked for it, and Bush asked for more money. And Europe's just ignored them for all these years. I think 18 years ago was the first time that Bush asked. So I
yeah,
actually think that Trump probably is correct about this, and Europe should pay up and defend itself, and we shouldn't
yeah, I
necessarily rely
agree.
on America. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. But it shouldn't destroy the alliance
No, no, no.
over the money.
Yeah,
Okay, because you know, money doesn't mean as much in a lot of situations in the world,
yeah,
like war. You need money
absolutely.
to run a
Yeah,
war, but if you could just give away a few billion and not have a war, that's a better trade. And there are other things that make money not as important, Dick,
yeah, yeah,
and that's your health. And when you're
exactly.
and when you're in a health crisis, does it matter if you have $10 million in the bank or 10,000?
No, that's so true. And I leading and a nice seg there leads me
Thanks,
neatly
buddy.
onto my last, uh, 6 9 months or so. Last year I wasn't feeling too good, and most of the year, and come July I was getting really tired. As you know, I swim every day, and I couldn't swim as far as I normally swam. I was just really weakened, and one day, shall we say, I woke up and I had blood where blood shouldn't be in my wee. So, oh my God, what do I do now? Went to the doctor, sent me to a urologist, and he had a look, and he said, "Oh, this is really, really weird because your PSA. I don't know if you call it PSA in America.
Yeah, they do.
Your PSA is really low. It's like 2.4, and for your age, that's nothing. It's nothing to worry about." And
Yeah.
he did all the tests, and I was absolutely clear on all the tests. And literally, I'm getting up to go in his surgery, and he says, "Oh, hey, I see you've got private medical insurance. Why don't we do an MRI on you? You ain't paying for it." So I had an MRI done, and on that MRI, they discovered that I did actually have cancer in my prostate, uh, and not, you know, not disastrously bad, but not
Yeah.
brilliant. And if it had been left for another 6 months or so, it could have been really, really bad. Cut a long story short,
What
um,
did they stage you at?
3.
Okay.
So could have been worse, but could have been better. Um, and interestingly enough, and there's a morality tale here. But many years ago, I was pretty kind to a young guy called Gary Pettit, who Ryan probably knows. He used to work for me on the trading floor, and I gave him a helping hand, gave him a bit of a start in life and whatever. And he ended up as a really, really successful broker running ICAP futures team and then ED&F Man's futures operation. And during his career, he changed jobs and he was being employed. And his new employer said to him, I'm going to give you a golden handshake. I'm going to give you £50,000 golden handshake. And he said, well, that's very nice. He said, but I'm going to say one thing to you, Gary. I bet you haven't had a full medical for years, and I'm not going to give you this money. You drop down dead, and the money goes to your wife because she ain't going to be any good as a broker. And this is an absolutely true story. He went to have a medical, and he discovered that he had prostate cancer. And, you know, he had a really rough time with it, got over it, and he said, I'm so thankful for this. I'm going to do all I can to raise money. And his big mate is Ray Winston, the actor. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And he did a load of publicity for prostate cancer with Ray Williams. And so he knows absolutely everyone. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I phoned him out and said, hey, Gaza, you know, I'm going to call in the little favor I did you a few years ago. Oh, anything you want, anything you want. And within a day, he got me in front of the 2 top surgeons in the UK. And I will forever be thankful for him to do that. And it's a morality tale to me that always be kind to people, you know, because on your way up, you help someone else, they'll remember it when they get to the top, and maybe you're not quite so at the top as you once were. So it's worth being kind to people, even in the markets, I will say. Anyway.
Yeah, there's an expression, when you're going up on the escalator, be kind to those going down.
Yeah.
Because one day it could be you.
Yeah, that's true. And it really, really, really is true. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I went in the hospital on the 18th of October, which was, you know, literally in about 3 weeks having found out that I had it. And they're long waiting lists here, and it's difficult to get to see these guys. The guy operated on me using a robot.
Okay, yeah, they do. They use those. I forgot what they're called. I think it's named after a composer. What's the name of it? Or are they Da Vinci's or what? What are they
I think
called?
they're Da Vinci's. I actually thought he said Tom. And I thought that's taking me back a few years. Operated by on computer. I was up the next day, moving around. You know, we're among friends. I had to wear a catheter for 12 days, which is less than optimal. But then had that removed in towards the end of October. I was back in the sea on the 1st of December. And, you know, just amazing recovery. I'm still not quite 100%. I still get very, very tired very, very quickly. But I just want to say to anyone out there who have got male friends, you know, whether the male friend has had a relative who's had cancer, a mother, funny enough, who's had cancer, if she's had breast cancer, it makes you more liable to get prostate cancer. To go and get yourself checked out. There is no shame. There is no embarrassment in it. You know, just go and do it. I know what men are like. Oh, God, this is awful. This is awful. Just go and do it. Because if you don't, it's a killer. And there are very, very few signs of it. And to be absolutely honest with you, the blood in my wee was nothing to do with my cancer. It was just coincidental.
Yeah.
As I was being operated on Christmas.
Well, you had definitely had someone angels looking out for you, Dick. And we're glad for it. And you're back out there in the sea. That's a good sign. And
absolutely. So all I want to say is just please tell your brothers, your fathers, your uncles, or yourself, go and get yourself tested. If
you're sure lucky, you're sure lucky he went for the MRI.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And they're trying to change.
I say blessed?
Blessed. Really. I mean, I can't say to you, Dale, and I know that I'm an old trader. I'm not the most emotional person in the world, but I know that people prayed for me, and I thank you, anyone who did. And God was certainly smiling on me and my family. But, you know, just get yourselves checked, guys. It takes an afternoon, if that. You know, please, just go.
You're on bonus time now, bro.
I am.
I know what it. I know what it's like. I survived colorectal cancer
Yeah, and
ten,
like the buzz
12
you get
years ago.
afterwards.
Huh?
Like the buzz, you feel so high that you've beaten it.
And
Famous last words, but
you're right. I waited too long. I was lucky. I waited too long. So
yeah,
anyway, I'm it's kind of a miracle I'm sitting here talking. Um,
on
anyway,
both of us, both of us
we're glad you're okay. So now
appreciate
you could get back to the aggravating business of
it.
uh, scalping the pound.
Good.
And I just want to ask you one question
Yeah,
because I know you're a pound bear.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you going to be selling it?
Oh,
Can you turn yourself around, Dick?
oh,
I know, look, you and I are set in our ways, but let me give
oh,
you another expression.
yeah,
If you don't learn how to change your mind, you won't have any change left. And
yeah. Oh, that's true.
keep an open mind.
Yeah,
Keep your account open. So,
yeah.
I wouldn't buy cable here, but I mean, this is pretty powerful looking chart here. So to me, it looks like you had a trend change once we got through 25.
Yeah. Makes me feel quite ill looking at that. Actually,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
makes me feel dizzy.
all right. Well, you.
Oh, I'm gonna have a lie down now.
Well, anyway, sell
Right.
more. So if it was a great short here, it's got to
Yeah.
be a great short here, right? Anyway, Dick, I'm just playing with you.
Nah,
Um, I
it's
think what's
interesting,
happened to
isn't
the
it?
dollar
Yeah.
has some staying power here.
It's a dollar play, isn't it? Really, more than a pound play. I think that the
Yeah,
UK's,
it's a dollar.
we've got
The,
we got no growth apart
no,
from in inflation. You know,
and the footsie didn't do what the DAX did either. The
no,
footsie looks a lot doesn't looks more like the Dow.
yeah,
Okay, so
really,
the Anglo markets are under pressure. Aussie doesn't look so good.
no.
Canada doesn't look so good. U.S. doesn't look so good, and neither does the UK. But all
Well, I
those
can
other
understand.
markets,
And Ryan will probably laugh if he's still listening. My feelings on Canada's new prime minister
yeah,
are:
the
A,
central
he's
banker,
unelected, which I
huh?
find amazing. No one,
Yeah.
not one person voted for him. And he was my second least favourite governor of the Bank of England after the present incumbent. And I'll leave it there.
There, rise there.
I'm here.
So yeah, so that guy, Carney, he moves around a
Doesn't he?
lot. I mean, and you know
Got a
what?
good TV.
He doesn't have with his resume, you would think he might have a problem finding a job here and there.
Yeah.
What do you
Mm.
think? Anyway, do you guys think he was a good central banker?
Nah.
So that
second
so
only,
that
second only to that idiot they've got in charge now, in my opinion. And a bit of a way behind, but he was poor, really poor. I
okay.
think.
Well,
Ryan,
then he's probably qualified to be the Canadian Prime Minister. Perfect
well,
for the job.
yeah,
Anyway, look, I I don't want Canada to be the 51st state. I'm not in that camp, but who who knows? I'm just hoping to hit big in the market so I could buy a condo in Gaza when they renovate the Gaza Strip. Okay. Uh, anyway, Dick, it's great to have you here
and
and hear your voice. And are you back in business handling cash
slowly,
transactions?
slowly getting
Okay.
back into it. So, but
All right.
just
Well,
a heartfelt thanks to everyone who sent me messages and little bits and pieces. I really appreciate it.
yeah.
Um,
I know Ryan loves you. So
yeah,
he was worried about
Absolutely.
you. Yeah.
yeah,
So uh, this is a great way to end the week with a little bit of a miracle. Oh no, not a little bit, a miracle. Because
miracles.
if you didn't get that MRI,
Yeah,
you may not be here today.
exactly,
So all
exactly.
right. So
Thank
anyway, uh, good fortune and make the
Catch up
best
again,
out of
Tim?
make the best out of the next 70 years.
Oh, Christ, don't say that. And catch up very soon, Dale. Cheers.
All right, Dick Matthews,
night.
everyone.
Good
All
night.
right,
Bye.
Ryan, take it easy. Have a good weekend. Everyone
Cheers,
here,
mate, and you.
everyone here, have a good weekend. Do your work and be ready to execute Monday. And don't just count your pips. What do you count, everybody? What do you count? What are you counting right now? Glenn, Jane, Ingmar, how many times?
My blessings.
There you go. Dick does it now. He doesn't just count his pips.
Nah.
All right, there you go. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Forex Analytics. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.